I have a question for you. When you walk into a room, are you the temperature in the room or are you the thermostat in the room? Now, whatever your answer is going to be about this, I want you to stick into this video because this is something that directly shows something about your energy centers specifically. And because it's something that shows something about your energy centers, it means it's something you can work on. It's something you can shift within yourself. So welcome or welcome back. If it's your first time here or you've been here before, my name is Hannah. I'm an intuitive chakra healer, energy weaver, and somatic guide. If you have been here for a while, you know that I love working with the chakras and I love talking about the chakras and I love seeing reality through the lens of the chakras because it's something I've been talking a lot about in my YouTube videos. Whenever we have a lot of symptoms showing up in our lives, whether it's energetic, mental, emotional, or physical symptoms that are showing up in our experience, in our human experience, it's always pointing into an energy center or energy centers that are simply out of balance. And when you have that information in mind, when you know that, okay, this is not a fixed reality. It's something that is workable. It's something that I can work within myself and bring back into coherence within myself. And this is exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. So I want to give you an example. If you are a person that is walking into a room and you can feel, oh, there is like a specific energy in the room like that I just don't like a bad energy, right? Like people tend to say like it's bad energy, right? You feel the bad energy, and in that point, you are the thermostat. You are picking up on the energy of the room, which could be a very powerful gift, but it can also put you in a very disempowered state because instead of being the temperature that deciding what's the energy is going to be in the room in a way, not in a way of, I'm not talking about like control or domination, but just like you're so aligned that your energy just speaks for itself. It's like bright energy, right? So when you walk into a room and you're coming with that energy, you almost like other people can see you and like they can feel your energy like wow, this person's energy is like really beautiful and really powerful. And this is something that I find a lot that is being talked about in the empaths and highly sensitive people's community. Now, I'm going to tell you that I am also an empath myself. I work with clients as a healer. I help people remember the truth of who they are. And I, a lot of the times, feel people's stuff. And sometimes it's not even just emotionally, but also physically. I can literally feel in my body what they're feeling. However, there's a different place where you can use those gifts as a gift that is serving you to support others with the purpose that you have in the world, for example, or when you're using it as a crutch or in a way that is a little bit disempowering. So something I hear a lot among empaths and highly sensitive people is that they say, I'm really sensitive to energy, so it's really hard for me to go out into the world and to go to places because I'm very sensitive to energies and there are certain energies that I can't be around. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think about this idea is, I wouldn't say wrong, because it's really, there's no really right or wrong, but what do you think is a little bit out of alignment with this sentence? I would love to know, so please let me know in the comments below. The thing that is kind of out of alignment with this sentence is because when you're saying something like that, and it could be the truth. And if that's the truth, that's the truth. But if you are really believing that I can't go around certain people because I'm very sensitive and I'm picking up on people's energies, what it really points to into a deeper layer is there is a specific energy center that we're going to dive into in this video that is simply out of balance, that it's causing us to be in this place where that is a bit disempowering. So just when you're feeling into this energy of like I can't go out into certain places because the energy is too strong and it's really bad energy, and when I go in there I just can't. It's really impacting me. There's nothing wrong or bad about it, right? Like there is a very, very, very legitimate reason of why this is the case for you. And I want to talk to you about how you can shift it, right? So, again, what I'm kind of talking to and what I'm referring to, and you kind of feel into yourself if this is something that lands for you in your experience. But what I'm referring to is there is a sense of victim energy, right? There's a sense of I am weak and something out there is more powerful than me, right? And it's not like, again, it's not a bad thing, and it makes a lot of sense that this will be your experience. And I'm sure if we're going to look into your childhood experience, we can kind of see it all laid out there. What I found with people who are extremely sensitive and empaths, a lot of the time they had experiences such as bullying, or had an aggressive parent, or they had some kind of experiences where they were told that they're not okay, that they're not good enough, in whatever way, shape, or form it's been showing up in their lives. Now, when we receive these messages as when we are kids, and again, some of these things are way, way, way more layered. Some of these things, they can be generational. Some of these things can be from past lives, and also some of these things can be societal stuff, right? So things that are in the collective consciousness of humanity that we're simply picking up on. All of these experiences that we went through, whether it's generational, childhood, whatever it is, what's happening in those experiences on an energetic level, it creates misalignments or entanglements within our energetic body, specifically talking about the chakras. And I specifically love working with the 7 main chakras, because the way that I see the 7 main chakras, that our entire human experience is in our 7 chakras. So when we're talking about this phenomenon, right, of not feeling worthy, being bullied as a child, not feeling enough in whatever way, shape, or form, when we were told that we're not good enough in whatever ways, sometimes it's not that direct. Sometimes it's like, oh, you should perform better at school, for example, right? And all of these messages are creating entanglements and misalignments, specifically in our solar plexus, right? So our solar plexus is our 3rd energy center. It's right below the rib cage, and it's yellow in color, and it has more masculine energy to it. Now, I've talked about it before. All of the energy centers has both masculine and feminine, but each one of them has more a specific signature. So the energetic signature of the solar plexus is more masculine. It's more external. It's more action oriented. It's it's fire element. So it's literally the energy of fire. And it's the energy center that is associated with our sense of self, our identity, who we are in the world, the way that we see ourselves, the way that we experience ourselves, our self-image, self-worth, self-esteem, confidence, motivation, our ability to set boundaries. No, when I'm talking about boundaries, I'm not talking about just boundaries with words. I'm talking about energetic boundaries as well. This energy center is also related to our personal power and our purpose. This is literally the seat of our soul in this energy center. Now, when we've had experiences such as having an aggressive parent or being bullied, especially when it's around adolescence, because this is the time around adolescence, it's the time that this energy center is forming, it's the time that this energy center is coming online, then what I've noticed with working with a lot of my clients that had those types of experiences in those years, that their solar plexus is way, way weaker, more blocked. They're struggling with like being in their personal power. They're struggling with confidence, with body image, with self-image, with self-worth, with self-esteem, with motivation. And, the way it can also shows up in your physical level. It shows up in digestive system, in gut health, or internal organs, right? So this is like the physical manifestation of how it shows up in the physical body, right? When we're talking about being the temperature rather than being the thermostat when you walk into a room, we're talking about solar plexus that is simply out of balance. Now, the reason why I'm saying out of balance and not blocked or weak is because it's not so black or white. Energy is multidimensional and it's infinite layers. Our chakras are infinite layers and it's very, very multidimensional. It's not black or white. It's not either blocked or open. It can be blocked, it can be balanced, it can be too open, and it can be weak all at the same time in different aspects. I've talked about before, what do I mean when I say different aspects? So I actually made a whole YouTube video talking about the sacral chakra, the misalignments of the sacral chakra, and how to bring the sacral chakra back into alignment. So after you finish watching this video, I'm inviting you to watch the video above. I'm also put it in the description below. And I also actually have another video, the same kind of idea, for the root chakra. So the first energy center, the root chakra, the second energy center, the sacral chakra. So I'm going to put the root chakra up here and also in the description below. So after you finish watching this video, I'm inviting you to watch those two, because by the time you get to the solar plexus, you kind of have to be aware also of what's happening in the first and second, because think of the chakras as a tree. The root is the roots of your tree. It's the foundation of the tree. And I'm always speaking about it. And one thing I've noticed over and over again with working with real people, with clients, is that the root is the foundation, the ground for the solar plexus. So really, in order to really focus on the solar plexus, you can certainly start in your solar plexus, but you have to understand that the root is actually the foundation, and the root and the ground for your solar plexus. And this is why we really want to start from the bottom, to start to create that solid foundation within us. And then, like focusing on the root, so the entire building or the entire tree can be solid and not fall when it's windy, right? So when you are feeling like you're going into a room and you are the thermostat, you're like, okay, the energies here are really strong and it's overpowering me. What it comes to show you, in other words, is that you have to strengthen your solar plexus. You have to strengthen your solar plexus, because let me tell you, when you strengthen and when you balance your solar plexus, you become the temperature in the room. And again, not in a controlling way, right? Because if we're looking at the other extreme side, usually with empaths and highly sensitive people, their solar plexus is very weak or blocked. And on the other side of it, for example, people who are considered to be narcissistic people, and we all have a little bit of that, right? People who are considered narcissistic people, that are labeled as that, it's really what's happening in their energy centers. If we go into their solar plexus, we're going to see that their solar plexus is a little bit too open. So when there's an energy center that is a little bit too open, it automatically damages the two ones that are closest to it. So for the solar plexus, the two ones that are closest to it is your sacral chakra, which is all about intimacy, one-on-one relationships, right? Sexuality. And the other energy center is your heart chakra in the center of your chest. And this is all about empathy, unconditional love, compassion, kindness, right? So we can kind of see with people who are considered to be narcissistic people, how it can damages those two energy centers. Now, whenever we as empaths and highly sensitive people, whenever we have our solar plexus very weak and very blocked, we're automatically, on a subconscious level, we're going to look for someone to bring balance to us. Because if we're looking at the universe is always seeking balance. It's all about balance, really. And as within, so without. The balance that we're seeing out in the universe is also going on so many levels and so many layers, as within, so without. So when it comes to our experience, if our solar plexus is very weak and blocked, we're going to automatically, energetically, will need someone that balances that. Someone that has two open solar plexus. And that's why we're a lot of the time seeing people who are very highly sensitive people and empathic people that attract narcissistic people. It's happened to me. This is something that I, personally experienced in my own journey. And I want to share with you that the moment that I decided to end that relationship was the moment that I, first of all, decided to listen to my intuition and to listen to this little voice that I had in the background, but I was afraid to act on it because I didn't have the courage to do that. But when I was talking to my aunt that time when it happened, and I was in a very, very, very low place, and I was like asking her, what do you think I should do? And she says, leave. And I was like, okay, I just needed someone to tell me this, right? So I did that. And after After I left, I really sat with myself and reflected on that relationship. First of all, what did I learn from it? What did this person teach me about my life, about my experience, about who I am? What is negotiable for me in a relationship? What is a non-negotiable? And what are my values, right? So when I was sitting and reflecting on it, I was really kind of seeing like, oh, this is so clear to me, like what was coming up and what I had to learn in this process. Because guess what? Let me know in the comments if you feel familiar with this when you go from one narcissistic relationship to another, to another, to another. Because the way, again, this is also how the universe works. When there's a pattern happens, the pattern continues to happen until something interrupts it, right? Something interrupts the pattern. So in this case, there's a pattern that's happening. The thing that you will call what interrupts it is you becoming aware. First of all, number one, more than 75% of the process, you have to become aware of the pattern, right? And then you have to ask yourself, what is this pattern bringing up for me, right? What is this pattern try to teach me? And this is what I did after I broke up with my with that person. I really sat with myself and really took the squeezed a lemonade out of the lemon and asked myself, what did I learn from it? And I actually was very thankful for him because he taught me so much about myself and about where I'm going. Because after that, literally a month after, and this is really important because this is the key for becoming the temperature in the room, right? This is just like an aspect of that. If you will ask me, what is the one catalyst that really blew up my awakening, like in a very fast way, this would be it. So listen very carefully. I was sitting in meditation a month after we broke up, and I got into this realization, and I told myself, no matter what, I'm never, ever, 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 ever gonna not honor myself ever again. That's not happening ever again. It was a very serious moment. It was almost like I tattooed it on my soul. Never, ever, ever am I not gonna honor myself ever again. And I have chills as I'm saying it because you can feel the magnitude of the way that I'm saying it. It's a very serious, very deep, and very like, this is not happening again. And I can tell you, this is very much solar plexus. Honoring myself is very much solar plexus. It's your third energy center because remember, it's all about the self. How I view myself and can I even honor myself, right? And I can tell you that literally the moment I did it, now looking back, I can see that moment that I did it, I totally shifted my entire timelines. Like everything was shifting. Because a month later, my life changed upside down. A month later, 1 month later, after I made this promise to myself, I met my soulmate, who's now my husband. I started having amazing community of my soul tribe. I found my purpose, which is what I do today. I also, my financial situation extremely changed. Okay. And it's all of these things are connected to each other. But it's like that promise I made to myself that no matter what, I'm not going to not honor myself ever again. It's literally that it was like on all of the layers and all of the levels. It wasn't just words. It was like on a very deep, deep, deep energetic level that I made this promise. And since then, everything shifted, totally shifted upside down. And so I can tell you that when you are strengthening your solar plexus, especially those of you who are really highly sensitive and empaths, when you're strengthening your solar plexus, you feel very empowered and you really feel your power and you feel like, I mean, it's crazy because I have some clients that they live a very different life than me, right? They live life where they still drink alcohol, they still smoke, they still do things that I am not doing in my life. And it's not to judge or anything, but the old me would say, oh, this vibration is too low for me, right? Like I can't be around people like that. But I'm really noticing the shift of like, no, that's not the case. No energy out there can impact me unless I allow it, right? So the work is not trying to control external situation and who am I around. And of course, you still have a choice. If like I don't feel called to go hang out in bars on Friday night because it's just not the type of thing that I like to do. No judgment. It's just not something that I personally prefer. I prefer to come with my soul tribe and, play or, go to ecstatic dance or do something that's really nourishing for my body, mind, and soul, right? This is just my preference. But when I'm really strengthening my solar plexus, I really come into this place of I am the one that's deciding the temperature. And there's no energy out there that is stronger than me. Just like there's no energy out there that is stronger than you. It's not like I'm looking at myself like, oh, I'm the most powerful energy. No, you are also the most powerful energy because you know what? We are the same thing. You and I, the person who's watching it, and we are the same thing. We both pure source. We both pure source. We both powerful, multidimensional beings, right? And it's just a matter of understanding that and embodying that. And I will tell you that it's not something that you flip the switch overnight. It's a process. It's layered, right? There's always, always, always more layers, right? So so that's what I wanted to come here and share with you. Let me know in the comments again, and please like this video if you haven't already and if you resonate, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'm just gonna say one little thing. If you are a woman and you're feeling the call to step into service, you feel the call to work with the chakras in this way, like deep chakra work, or if you feel a draw to energy weaving, I'm inviting you to check the links in the description below and find the link to book a sacred interview with me. So I'm in this process of birthing my technology that's called RWAM technology. It's a technology of remembrance, a modality of remembrance that at its core, it's energy weaving, deep chakra work, universal parts work, and somatic work. And I already interviewed more than 55 women. And in this process, I'm talking to women to understand who is this technology for and how it wants to be birthed. So if you feel that draw in your soul, I would love to talk to you. So find the links below. Also, you have a free chakra guide below if you feel called to grab it, and other things that you can check out and see if you resonate and if you feel interested in. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your presence. I'm really hoping that you will be able to understand the magnitude of your power, of your ability to transform your external reality by going inward and work with your chakras. And I will do in the future a whole YouTube video that talks specifically about the solar plexus chakra, just like I did with the root and the sacral that is in the description below. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and you can turn on the notification button to be notified with future videos, because it's definitely coming. I'm gonna be doing it for all the chakras. So so far did root and sacral, and I'm gonna do all the other chakras as well. So stay tuned for that.